So they'll be calling you a radical. Real important video. So they got a bunch of money to study what's already happening. I cannot understand what is wrong with people in this world. Why can they not live in the present? Why is it always going to happen? We need a simple English, preschool English lesson. Everybody on earth, they don't know the difference between going to, has, or is. Has, conjunction, junction, what's your function? So Diablo Canyon, new study comes out, Diablo Canyon is going to cost hundreds of millions, billions, zillions Google to keep open. No shit. As Kevin Blanch has been reporting this the whole time for decades. Today, right here, now, today. Not yesterday, not gonna happen, is $4.4 million a day in California taxpayer subsidies are flowing to Diablo Canyon, and they're not a public utility, to these private owners to get filthy stinking rich on something we don't use. $4.4 million a day. A day. Can we do math, kids? Can you do math? Okay, kids, get out your HP, flux capacitor, shift F13, I Omega zip drive, freaking word perfect, Bill Gates gonna save the world, freaking Nobel flux capacitor, and do some math. What's 4.4 million a day times 365, or is it 364? We don't know. What, that's about $1.6 billion a year, right? Right? That's been going on for years. Can you do math? 1.6, that's just in California state taxpayer subsidies alone. Not to mention the Fed just shoveling money. We're going to reopen Palisades. Here's the Michigan government. Here's another $150 million. What do you think they do with that money? Put it in their bank accounts. It's unbelievable. So I'll be there soon. I'm trying to raise the rest of the money to get to Monterey, then up to Diablo Canyon. I'm going to hold this sign right in front of the gates of hell, which I protested there so many times. That beautiful place. I mean, what they've done to it. TikTok, Diablo Canyon clock. It's like they're going to flush the tank water. Oh my God, are you really that blind? Too blind to see the writing on the wall. Not ready for the fall. The fall already happened. Not going to. Is. Don't know the difference between happen, happening, or happen. Happen. Could happen. Don't know the difference between could, might, can, is, was, conjunction function, what's your function? Consumption junkies, what's your function? Yay, we got a new record, the United States consumption record. We broke it again. We're up to 54% consumer to the world's product. Yay, we make it less than 4. We break it every year since 1980. Don't drop your dry cast container at Diablo. You know the spent fuel pools are above ground. They're on top of the things. They just sit in pools. It's a 3-year cycle. They go whoop, whoop, they have to set it. They were never built. Remember I used to fight with Harry Reid all those years about, you can't just with the stroke of the pen. You're just, you know, the NRC's not legislative, executive, or judicial. They're the nuclear rally cheerleaders. Well, they approved New Scale. And Christina, who's head of the NRC, worked with Jose Reyes to see him at where? Idaho National Lab, the revolving freaking Price Anderson, free money pork shovel out the door. What's he talking about? This belongs to the big kids. Hello? A nuclear reactor on the Ring of Fire? What could go wrong? There's so much spent fuel built up there sitting in swimming pools that were never built for it. My work has proven right here that I was screaming about Fukushima for decades. Where's it going to happen? You mean scared? It's going to happen in San Diablo Canyon. or Fukushima Daiichi or Fukushima Diani. Why? Because they're built on the Ring of Fire. We don't get earthquakes in LA. We don't get earthquakes in Central California. We don't get earthquakes on the Pacific Rim. Oh, just a 9-point earthquake. That was a 9-1. It's so heavy it shook the axis there. And you think a nuclear reactor can handle that? Oh, the IAEA. No nuclear reactor on Earth can handle anything like that. Diablo Canyon? Oh, there's never been. Do you know why it's named Diablo Canyon? Do you know what? And this is, the Chumash were disengaged forever. They gave up on it. They came back and got involved. I talked to the Chumash. He says, you know, when the Spanish invaders here, the European invaders got here, and they're telling us we were apple farmers. You know, people would, the natives would float down the coast, up the coast. You like this sign, don't you? I'm doing a video about Diablo Canyon.
Oh, nice.
The nuclear reactor in the Central Coast. So how are you guys coming along with it?
Pretty good.
Making a hell of a mess.
Oh, yeah, we are. There are a lot of groundwater still coming up. Come to check on you, see what's all going on. See the sign. I was like, I'm interested.
Yeah. So Diablo Canyon is the nuclear reactor in the Central Coast of California. So we got sent off to shut down. It's on the Ring of Fire, and they're trying to bail it out and to keep it open. $4.4 million a day is happening right now to keep it open.
What?
Yeah, and so that's California's subsidies already, and so it's on the Ring of Fire. You know, you didn't learn anything from Fukushima. What did you learn? You know, what could go wrong? A nuclear reactor on the Ring of Fire. I think so. I mean, they're ignoring it. So
yeah, that's a nightmare waiting to happen.
I was going to tell you this. I'm glad you walked over. There's a great piece out about the Oppenheimer movie about the Navajo elder. You're married to a Navajo. Your kids are Navajo. He wrote a really great piece about the movie. It completely ignores the open air testing to what it did to the Navajos. Think about, I mean, we're talking about getting hammered.
Yeah.
Every time they test it, right over their res, there's so much leukemia there. Their leukemia is off the hook on the res. So it's a good piece. You have to look it up. It says, it's about the Oppenheimer movie, and it says Oppenheimer, and it was the elder, I'm trying to think of his name on the Navajo res, and it says Oppenheimer movie ignores the devastation caused to the Navajo Nation by the open air testing in Nevada. You'll have to look it up.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to look at it.
Show it to your wife. His wife's half Russian, half Navajo. I think she's got to be the only one on earth.
Definitely one of the few. That's a combination.
This is going to be interesting to watch. How long is it going to take you?
October 31st is the deadline. It's done, sold, cleaned up, filled.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're going to just, I imagine you'll have trucks just lined up coming out of here.
Oh, yeah. We had a little bit of a storm come by today, and so the storm drain that's been feeding into us just overloaded and flooded us out. We had to stop the trucks.
So you had trucks in here today?
Yeah. We had 8. We had to shut them all down. We're hoping on getting about 18 a day as soon as we start actually digging.
It's going to go down 4 feet?
Some of the areas 4 foot, so it'll be a total of 7 foot in depth. But the deeper end of the creek was the drain, it's going to be 11 feet total. So it's going down quite a bit.
There's a few missing people from South Dodge and Utah. I guess you might go tomorrow.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Ted Bundy was on this campus in the day. I don't think he's buried in it here. So, that'd be interesting to see.
What if I give you a picture?
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Let me see the other side.
I'm headed there. I'm headed to Diablo Canyon ASAP. I protest there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
There's a monk that I walk with, and he and his chant, and we stand there right on March 10th. That Fukushima's the chant here when it happens. And we walk and we do a Buddhist chant the whole way, and then we don't say nothing, and then with Mothers for Peace, and then we get right to the gates of hell, we call it, Diablo Canyon, right as we're getting off work, he and I. It's pretty cool. It's really cool.
That's badass.
Keep up the good work. Right on, thanks, man. So, got the lowdown on the pond. So, Anyway, he's a great guy. Really aware. Intelligent. So, $1.6 billion a year you're paying to keep Diablo Canyon alive. Now, lessons from Fukushima we didn't learn? Well, they just ignored it. You're still ignoring Fukushima. Fukushima, we're going to dump, could dump, we're going to dump. What are you talking about? 3 full court meltdowns the whole time? Are you kidding me? And you just ignored it? So the big Z and, you're going crazy. All the bloggers, they get huge. Come buy your Patriot gear. Yay, I'm Alex Jones. I'm Jeff France. Survival of fear porn, Get your survival. You're worried about a disaster that could happen in Russia at the Big Z. What about the one that did happen? The Big Z and Fukushima almost mirror each other, the size of reactors. They're some of the biggest on Earth. The Fukushima disaster happened. Happening. Not could, not did, is. So, life goes on, man. I don't care if I get 3 views. I'm not giving up. I don't give up. Remember, I was given 2 months to live in 2011 with AML leukemia. I had open heart surgery this year. I got a pacemaker right here. You want to see it? I mean, I got so many scars up me now. I've been split open, ripped my heart out twice. Talk about, I fight for her, she fights for me. It's a battle. Me and Mother Earth. Me and the Blighty Little Lady, we're battling. We're fighting back. We're trying to save the seals, the sea lions, just demonic acids. Just to say, oh, get this. Wait till you hear this one. You'll love this one. So, wait till you hear this. Klamath Falls, Tim Martin and myself have done so much work there on the rivers, on the salmon collapse. So we know the elder there. We know the elder at Klamath Falls, the Yukon natives. We know him. We've talked to him. And he says Fukushima straight up. Article out today. The famous Klamath River Salmon Festival. He says, there'll be no salmon. There'll be no salmon. There are none, he says. What are you talking about? How can we celebrate salmon when there aren't any? Fishermen who can't fish, skiers who can't ski, surfers who can't surf. It's a cliche. Monterey Bay, I'm headed there ASAP. No, it's not a cliche. It's not a cultural theme park with no culture. It took form Italy 500 years. Hello, it's an ecology, stupid. It's not your pseudo-facto sociology, your pseudo-facto biology, your pseudo-facto theology. American manufactured Jesus. Going to see what? You're always worried about the here and the after. I go back to Russell Means. Speaking of natives, I love Russell Means, by the way. One of my favorites of all time. Met him several times. I love it. You come here, Manifest Destiny, I call it on chemo. You come here with your books and your guns and your disease to our place. America, you need to explain. America Vespucci spoke Italiano. He never freaking set foot here. Never spoke the Queen's English. Russell Means. You come here with your books and your disease and your guns and your gels and your locks, and you're going to tell us how to get to heaven with your books. This is how you're going to get to heaven. You're going to tell us. Before you got here, we had no guns. We had no disease. We had no gels. This was heaven. 200 years the fur traders got here. The fur robbers. The fur robbers. Indigenous people lived on this very marsh right here, this wetland right here, for at least 18,000 years. We can't even make it 200. Where's the muskrats? Where's the blue herons? Where's the tundra swans? They've all disappeared in my lifetime. It's amazing. So, you're worried about could happen, might happen, isn't. So you're trying to tell me full-blown out meltdowns, for every action there's a reaction, Einstein on Balco, on chemo. Baby Einstein on chemo. For every action there's a reaction. That's basic fundamental logic. That's fundamental all theology. There's no ism in false ignorance. That's the false ignorance. So we're afraid of nuclear meltdowns. 3 full court out meltdowns. 8 spent fuel pools, blown smithereens, and you tell me there's no byproduct for that? I've proven there is. We count the salmon Every salmon, the salmon of flat, Chinook salmon, first came the god of salmon. Chinook. The steelhead will collapse on cue. Did they? Did they? Because they go to sea 1 to 2 years. Yes, steelhead are salmonoids. Trout are salmonoids. They go clear to Idaho. Yeah, they live in the ocean. They live in the ocean, not in rivers. They live in the ocean. They come here to spawn. Get now, there's a pound in the breeding ground. Did they start to drop immediately like them was? Yes. Chinook salmon go to sea for 5 years. Record returns 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. I says, they won't collapse. Will you believe me? I mean, massive record returns. Big old hollow beasts. Up to 100 pounders. Did they collapse in 2016 on cue? That's your smoking gun of Fukushima. They go to sea on average of 5 years. They're just down 95%. I'll post the links. So you can go to now all you want. Don't drop your dry cast container. Don't drop your dry cast container. Here at Nuclear U. I got an idea. They're dredging the pool down for, why not here at the University of GE? Because every single building here is named after a war profiteer. It's all war profiteer. We sensational. We love Oppenheimer. Yeah, what? Truman. You're talking one of the great mass you-know-what's in human history. We're going to sensationalize you? Here at Nuclear U? I got a great idea. On the pond. Here's my idea. Weber State Pond. Turn it into a giant spent fuel pool. Why not? Ship it's better than being at Diablo. Ship it here. Ship it here. Put it in the pond. Oh, you can't do that us in Utah? Hello, do you ever heard of Energy Solutions? What do you think they're already out there? Sending Opry, all of it. They're sending Opry had an accident on January 30th, 20. Well, when I'm in the bone marrow plant going, you wouldn't even know that it wasn't Kevin Blanch. They opened the valve and they steamed all over. It's against state regulations. Cox, he don't care. He's in bed with Bill Gates. He builds nuclear reactors in Cameron, Wyoming. Little SMR fairy tales. He's going to be Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, unicorn. Shovel me some more money. They're already bringing it here. I shot that video. This is the nuclear place of the biggest truck in Western United States history built. Only media. Kevin Blanch. I'll be out in Norway Day hanging on the state for my 50th year in a row. I'll post the link. It's a great piece the Navajo elder wrote, by the way. I read it. I'll find it. Really good piece. So, my mom was a teacher at the Intermountain Indian School. Worked there. It was all Navajo. Let's talk about beautiful people. Boy, what they've done is sad what's going on those reservations. Missing young women, people. I mean, the whole. Well, look around at our culture. So you're worried about what's going to happen. The new study, it's actually good. It says it's going to cost between 20 and 45 billion to keep something. California produces 200% more solar a day than they can use. Why are we taking all this risk? Something we don't, to make a bunch of oligarch pieces of shit rich? Off our taxpayer money? Off our backs? Ask not what you can do for your country. Ask what you can loot for your country. That's the nuclear energy slogan. So I'll stand there with this and drop you right past the channel. Then tune it. Fight goes on with or without you. With or with. Thank you, everybody. Support this historic work. It's been a team effort. So that's my idea, the Weber State Pond. Why not? We bring it, this is the nuclear waste place. We bring it all out to Energy Solutions right there. Let's go to Wendover gambling. What? No wonder everybody out there gets leukemia. You know, Richie, the host of the El Montego, died of leukemia recently. You know, a lot of people have. No, no, you know, why not? We're bringing to Utah here the toilet anyway. The nuclear toilet, the outhouse. We don't make it. We just store it. So, you know, why not? Turn it into a... Why not? Put the spent fuel pools, the spent rods. We make the Western zirconium right out there. We make the rods right out there, right beyond my house. WZ, right beyond my house. Thought Westinghouse went broke. Bring it on. So, turn it into a spent fuel pool. That's what do you think we did in the Pacific Ocean? Oh my God! Somebody says, "Well, let's get a big tanker, a big tanker." How much water's been dumped up? We're talking 4,521 days. So, TikTok, Diablo Canyon clock. Not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Great video, important video. So, you know that some of the most historic videos ever shot were shot right here on this pond. Right when Fukushima happened. Don't believe them, they're lying. And if you do believe them, just remember a couple things. Pat Tillman freaking fought up 9 billion in. Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. George W. Bush won the 2000 election. Just remember just look back thereof, me standing right there, March, 12th, 13th, 2011. When they told you that this is safe, there's nothing to see. You'll look back 10, 12 years from now. Just remember, Kevin Blanch told you, these are full coin-out meltdowns. They're lying. They're lying. They're lying. You're getting sleepy. So sleepy. How did they do it? One by jet stream, two by cable TV. So sleepy. It could happen. It could happen. See no nuclear energy evil. Speak no nuclear energy. Hear no nuclear energy evil. The nuclear energy emperors. They have no fucking clothes. Stay tuned.